Tarson has in mind for the big plans. He has tanks on the way. He has the expansion is almost done, the expanding command center, and we have. Oh, so infestors, I think. Yes, indeed, infestors are going to be in this match, especially since the upgrade is already on the way. The energy upgrade. Oh, but Dimaga getting and I like this. He knows that this is pretty compromised right now, so he does decide to expand elsewhere. He's transiting the drones. I don't think Tarson even knows about this. Let's just take a fast look at Tarson. Nope, he does not know. So Dimaga is going to be getting the resources he needs, and he's expanding here as well. Well, and Tarson is really focused on Dimaga's base right now. He thinks he has him contained. He thinks Dimaga is not getting enough resources. That he only has his natural. That he only has his main, since natural did go down. But Dimaga being a pretty slick player, and yep, getting 2 additional bases at the other spawn locations. So let's see what Dimaga is going to be getting for his unit composition. I think he could really use Hydralisk. Hydralisk are really good against infantry, and pretty okay against tanks right now, since tanks don't do that nasty damage against light units as well, only against armored units. So maybe he should ease a bit on the roaches and just get Zergling Hydralisk Infestor. I think that's really great, but he doesn't have a Hydra. Then Baneling's on the way though. Baneling's nest is on the way. Yep, almost done. And gonna see. I love seeing drops of Banelings on top of infantry balls, or oh, that sounds kind of dodgy, doesn't it? Infantry balls. Infantry. Well, some people are gonna be doubting my casting abilities right now, but also very nice to get them dropped on top of tanks. It's not only that some tanks. I mean, tanks do get a few shots off right before the banelings explode. So not only the splash from the banelings doing damage over there, but the splash from the tanks. But Tarson does drop over here, and let's see. I don't think this is gonna go down. Dimaga is sending the forces in already to defend this. Yep, and this stays up. Roach is transiting on the way as well. These forces staying here to guard, to protect. I mean, to go. What's the word I'm looking for? To protect. No, not to protect. To guard against this stupid hatchery going up here. Yes, that is what I want to say. And this army composition is really great against what Tarson has right now. I think it's one of the. He's gonna go for a bust here, I think. And whoa, these tanks are unsieging and just repositioning, I guess. If he does catch those tanks unsieged and manages to throw his army in there, it's gonna be quite bad for Tarson. But leaving a few banelings scattered all over the place here, and a few roaches just to guard against obnoxious little drops. But that helium does make it inside the base. Although I don't think it's going to be doing any damage at all. Indeed, oh, that's a lot of Zerglings. So yeah, good play over here. Lots of Zerglings, lots of Banelings. Maybe he should. I really don't see players getting Hydralisk anymore, but Hydralisk are actually an okay unit against tanks and Marines these days. They are an okay unit, especially if you do spread your creep, and especially if you get the fungal growth off, so that the enemy army cannot retreat, because that's one of the movement speed on the Hydralisk is quite low off creep, and when you attack you usually don't have the creep. But if you get those fungal growths, then you should be okay. Anyway, 3 bases up for Dimaga. He managed to defend his expansion over here, and that helium didn't really do anything down here. So Tarson is put in a position of playing against a macroing Zerg right now, and Dimaga is a very solid player. As long as he gets those resources he needs, he will throw stuff at you relentlessly. And let's see if he. I wonder if he's actually going to make a move against this and try to actually get his natural again. Putting down some creep over here. I'm not exactly sure what this is for, because the rocks are still up, and maybe to just don't know, get some speed boost to harass with ranged units from this side, or keep his infestors here. I'm not exactly sure. We'll see exactly what Dimaga plans. And he's loading up the banelings. Oh, wow. And a bunch of zerglings as well. And he's going to be dropping them here, I would suspect. Let's see. He should send some overlord, some empty overlords in front. I would say that's the best course of action. Let's see. Or does he go for this command center? Oh, so he's going for that command center. Indeed. Ouch. One overlord. No, it didn't go down actually. And the command center is lifting off. Yep. So doing some damage there. I think he's just gonna turn back and deal with this right now. Zerglings will deal with that Thor, and the Banelings will do a lot of damage to the infantry, and maybe then he's free to take his natural again. So let's see what Dimaga decides to do. Come on, Dimaga, make up your mind. You have a bunch of units here, and you can't really do anything about this command center. Just put some Zergling on the command center so it can land, and take your forces out of here and deal with this. And these SCVs, I think they're dizzy. They've been patrolling there for so long. I don't know how they can manage to do that. And whoa, this is a really scary infantry ball with tanks and medivacs. Ouch, this is really nasty. Not to mention, I wonder if he's going to be getting this Thor to join the rest of his army. Let's see what he does decide to do. But Dimaga needs to be careful now, because this push is quite menacing, and the tanks are sieged up, and he doesn't want to go in there. This Viking here, just for the role of giving vision. Good choice over there. And we see Tarson actually taking down these rocks. Is he actually planning on taking this? Wow, and the command center is floating above. Looks like he does want to land it there indeed, but let's see what Dimaga does. Oh, and those overlords are loaded with a lot of Zerglings and Banelings, and if he does decide to drop on top of those tanks, it's going to be quite uncomfortable. But Tarson is being very careful. He's doing this methodical slow push with sieging and unsieging his tanks. Yeah. This is really what you want to do. Look at this. You just advance and you just... Oh, and this is going to be such a great battle over here. Indeed, and those tanks are doing a lot of damage. Let's see if the fungal growth does go down. Yep, fungal growth over there, and the Baneling's doing insane damage to the infantry. Everything goes down, and the tanks are still up, but I'm not sure, although there are a bunch of tanks in the back here with some infantry. I think they're going to be enough to repel the push from Dimaga, but Dimaga needs to muster up an army really fast and rally it up in front of his base over here so he can deal with the rest of the army, because this army is getting healed up, and a bunch of tanks. Whoa, this is a lot of tanks. And he should really, he needs to drop Banelings on top of these tanks. He needs to drop on top of this army, especially since such few Marines are left. He needs to drop. Yep, and there we go, the drop. Oh, and that is painful indeed. Yes, that is what he needs to do. And a few more. The tanks have all gone down. That's what the major problem was. Yep, and there we go, more Banelings into the infantry. And yes, Dimaga manages to clean this up. Yeah, this was by the book play. I love this. I love this, and this is why I live to cast these games, battles like this. This was so great. Great play from Dimaga. I don't have to say Tarson did a good game, but you can see as Zerg, you have the tools to counter this. You have to, you have what you need to deal with it, but it is really demanding. I mean, you can just look at the amount of effort you have to do as Zerg to deal with pushes like that from Terran. So indeed, I do think that Zerg is the more complicated race, harder to play with, if as Tarson, I would say lots of Terrans which go for this, what Tarson did right now. They should really get a bunch of Ravens, because that hunt the Seeker missile is really Seeker missile. I mean, it's really really decimating against Zerg units, especially against hordes of units like mass Zerglings, or I mean, just basically any Zerg cluster of units. It is really, really good, and I don't see players getting those Ravens, because they really need them. They really need them. If they lose their Ravens, are also so great because you can actually defend with them after you lost your army. I mean, if you just have your Ravens up, they usually don't die. Obviously, they can't die to Zergling, Baneling, and stuff like that. You can use those auto turrets in your base, and you can get a bunch of them, and they're really good, especially if you upgrade them. They're great to defend until you get your army back up again. So, a Terran response to this, if you're playing against a really good Zerg player, and you think, I mean, you're pretty certain that he knows how to decimate your army, your pushes, no matter what they might be, you need to be able to have some Ravens as backup. Ravens are really good. I really like the unit. It's one of the most underrated units in the game, just like Infestors. And Ravens, if you watch, maybe I'm gonna cast that game, but there is some really, really good usage of Hunters of the Seeker missile in QXC versus Hydra in the MLG tournament. It's really interesting to see how such an ability can affect the outcome of a game. So don't forget about little things. Don't don't erase units from your composition just because you don't see people really use them. And when you play games, you don't really see that people, you don't fight against those units. It's not what you want to do. just practice with everything. Every unit in the game has its place, has different abilities, different strengths, different weaknesses. It all has its place. So just like chess, use all your pieces. Don't forget about any of them. Anyway, really great game to watch, and it really came down to this battle at the end over here, and yeah, one of those one of those epic StarCraft battles. Yep. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and stay tuned for more.